everyone, I'm Karlee Smart, your Mrs. New Jersey Sells Homes with Jami Josephson-Chace, and I'm so excited to talk to her because she's a woman of multi-talents. Not only is she a dance instructor and a professional dancer, but she works and teaches people how to play Mahjong, which I know nothing about, and I'm very excited to learn, and then is very holistic and health-wise with Shaklee. So Jami, tell me a little bit about yourself and what exactly you like to do.
So, well, I think I was born to be an entrepreneur because I started my own business when I lived in the city. I've always been in show business as a young girl. So I moved into New York at the age of like 18, and from there, I, at some point after competing for many years, I competed for 7 years in ballroom. I was second in the U.S. in '97. And I went on from there to, work for myself as a coach, as an instructor. I also created some dance manuals and videos for instructors. So I am a instructor. So I try to help other dance teachers do better in their teaching. And I love it. I recently did a U.S. championships where I judged, and that was just absolutely amazing. I'm happy to share some footage that you can show with that. So, and then at some point in my life, I got pregnant at the age of 45, and I realized I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And I didn't want to travel. I was traveling a lot in Europe. I was living in Hong Kong at one point, choreographing. I did a lot of work, and I was like ready to settle down. I met my husband at my 20th high school reunion, and that's really cool. And I love him to death still to this day. It's like 16 years now. And so Shaklee came into my life because I knew I needed to change and do better with my son. I was shocked at how much there were products out there that you thought were clean and really weren't. And so when I was introduced to Shaklee, I will tell you, it's now been 11 years that I've been an ambassador with them, and they still impress me to this day, not only in their nutrition, their skincare. The cleaners were my first love because that's why I started. And I also looked at it as, this could be a plan B someday or plan A, because I didn't know how long I was going to dance for. I didn't know where I was going to head because I wanted to stay home and what was going to happen with my career. I will tell you that I still get called into the dance world to do judging and coaching and helping people be better instructors. I do certifications for instructors. So that's been really wonderful. But Shaklee's been a great at-home business for me. I have a lot of customers who I love. If you're watching, I love all of you. And their support, and it's nice to see people do better in their health. So that's really key. But then last July, my sister saw on the Good Morning America show a company called Oh My Mahjong that was looking for instructors and to help represent the brand. And we saw how beautiful their tiles, they were very modern, and you might be able to see some of them over here. We were like, if anything, we'll just get 2 new sets, And I was like, okay, let's try it. And so I posted on social media, would anyone be interested in learning how to play Mahjong? And I've been playing for 30 years. And I was like, over time, no one's ever wanted to learn. I've had a few friends, teach me, but they never, we were serious players. We played every week, sometimes twice a week, right? It was our thing with me, my sister, a couple of my close friends and cousin. So Mahjong was a big thing for us all through growing up. My mother taught us. Mm-hmm. So, but when we saw this show, and we were like, sign up for the teacher kit, and I posted on social media, I know they're pretty, I had like over 150 comments of people playing, I want to learn. And now there's this Mahjong craze that has swept across the country.
It's like pickleball. All of a sudden, everyone wants to play.
It's the new pickleball.
Yeah.
It is definitely exciting. And you know what? I'm glad because Mahjong is a game with friends, and it doesn't even have to be women. I'm teaching couples. I actually taught a mom and her 3 sons who were home for college, and when they realized you could play for quarter, dimes, and nickels, they really got into it.
Even better.
So,
and
you know,
I love it because dance and health are so vital and are really complementary to each other. So I love that you have the dance world kind of really like welding in almost
right.
with the health world and Shaklee. And everyone that knows me knows that I'm like crunchy granola. So I think, you know, showcasing clean beauty, clean healthcare, clean products,
it's all
clean
around
skincare.
company.
And I hate using the word clean because that's such a greenwashed word.
Yes.
But it's Shaklee is a trusted brand, and I've tried a lot of your products and sampled them. So it's something that if you're really like nervous or don't know where to start, Jami is like a plethora of knowledge when it comes to this program and really where to start, because it can, when you want to just pick something small and then you'll fall down the rabbit hole. Like
right. You just kind of go slow. I mean, you can't change your health habits overnight. But I always say, and this goes the same for dance, you take little steps, one step at a time, and you will get there. And if you just don't ever give up, you will get there. And it's so funny, when I teach my students to dance, right, and I teach a group class, this is one of my favorite mottos that I always say. If you don't get it today, you'll get it tomorrow. And if you don't get it tomorrow, you'll get it the next day. And if you don't get it the next day, you will get it the day after that. And etc., right? Because the more we do something, the better we get. And it's just a matter of always keep trying, always don't ever give up on yourself or anything. I mean, obviously you do have to have the balance and weigh what's right and what's wrong, but the one thing I love about Shaklee is they are science-based, so that's really important to me. And I'm rubbing elbows and hanging out with naturopaths and doctors and pharmacists and, you know, nutritionists. There's so many, such a large group of professionals that are in Shaklee that do it as a business. It's really not, you know, there's so many MLMs and there's a lot of fun companies to do and sell. And I buy from all of them because I have a lot of friends in the MLM business. But Shaklee really does stand out because they have that longevity. They have that stability. I mean, 68 years. And the CEO is just awesome. Smart man, very knowledgeable, and shares a lot of cool info with us. So
that's great. It's really you want to turnkey all that knowledge to the people promoting the brand, but also, you know, as a consumer, wanting to make sure that you're buying product that you trust the individual selling it to you. Yeah. It's not just about, oh, try this and here's why you need it. It's about here's all the data and the proof and the science behind whatever product you're going to be showcasing or trying. Right. And you know, dance is a sport. You have to train and you have to practice. I wasn't a dancer, and Jami, I challenge you to teach me some dance moves because
oh my God, I would love to.
I'm the Pepsi commercial, and everyone knows that. I did, fun fact, take tango lesson. No, I'm not kidding. Tango lessons in college. Rutgers had dance classes, and I definitely was. Yes. Two left feet. That's me. So yeah, but tell me more about Mahjong. Like, what do you do? What does it entail? It's almost like I feel like it's a dominoes, but not.
It's not dominoes. Think Rummy Cube. Okay,
I can get that.
Okay, so Mahjong is a series of, well, let's put it this way. Cards have 4 suits. Mahjong has 3. And you just have to know the names. And you've probably heard crack, bam, dot. Maybe you haven't, but those are the 3 main suits. And then there are smaller suits like flowers and jokers and dragons. And you learn to know the tiles first. And then once you understand the tiles, they're not that difficult. And every set has a different, in the modern style, has like a different look to them. Because I have like 5 beautiful new Mahjong sets. But the older traditional styles, and like the one my mom gave me, you would definitely see those in Chinatown, let's put it that way. Okay. They're very traditional old Chinese tiles because the game comes from China. It's not ancient, but it's ancient enough. And everything in a nutshell is that we kind of believe like a lot of servicemen brought over these, you know, Mahjong sets to their wives, and eventually they tried to figure out how to play it, and At some point, the National Mahjong League created a standard card so that everyone would learn to play the same way and have the same rules.
Yeah.
And so that grew as a charity. And when you bought the card, some of that money went to a charity, and eventually they set it up where there's collectors. Each collector donates how many cards they sell to the charity that they like. So, and it's now in its 88th year. And so what makes this game interesting is that you have to follow a card of hands.
Okay.
And I don't have one right here, but the card itself changes every April 1st. And so right now we are in the new card. We are very excited. It's a harder year this year, which is kind of, I know, which is kind of like, for those who are new, like, don't be discouraged. Because as the time goes on, you will eventually learn to know the card. And when the card changes, it doesn't change drastically every year. It just changes in patterns and in difficulty, right? And there's been some new hands on the card this year that I really like. So, but it's a challenging game.
Yeah.
And it's really your challenge. I mean, mind you, you're playing against your friends, but it's challenging also to yourself. And Julia Roberts, who did the thing about Mahjong recently, she plays every week, by the way, she said on her interview that Mahjong to her was like, you get dealt this chaos of tiles, and your goal is to figure out how to organize and create that calmness to win your hand.
Yeah.
So it's like going from chaos to calm, and there was just that was her draw.
Yeah.
Some people find Mahjong, it's just a time to hang out with their friends and chat, and they'll, when you're a seasoned player, you can have conversations. Sometimes you need to pause and take a look and make sure you go in the right direction, but for the most part, you have conversations. There are all kinds of Mahjong players, right? Right now in Texas, where Oh My Mahjong is based, there's a huge plethora of new teachers and new players. And I love that even the younger generation, college, kids are wanting to learn, because it's new, it's exciting. It has been around a long time. And
it's just like that resurfacing of something like you resonate with someone that plays older, like pickleball. Like, I just remember my grandmother always going to play pickleball. I'm like, who's playing pickleball? But now it's like a big sport. So it's the same kind of concept where, it might be a classic game, but it's fun and fun to play because it keeps you motivated.
Yes.
Now, so you host parties, correct?
So we decided to become a private party service. Our whole thing is, you can go to the library and learn Mahjong for free. That's absolutely doable, okay? But for us, we like to come to you. We bring everything that you need, including a table. You just have to supply chairs. And we will teach you. The first lesson's about 2.5 hours long, because it's a lot to understand, and you're kind of googly-eyed in the beginning. But by the end of the lesson, you're going to get through one game, and you're going to go, aha. And then you're going to go, can we do that again? Right? So, and then the second lesson, we talk about strategy. So we have a 102 structured class. And then the third one, 103, is where we kind of do a deep dive into the card. We talk about how to play with quarters, dimes, or nickels, or points if you want to. And we hope by the end of your third session that you have at least gotten your feet wet and you'll be able to play without us. We recently started at Val's Tavern. We're actually just had our conversation the other day. We are booked at Val's upstairs every other Tuesday from now until the end of summer.
So you definitely have to go find Jami over there.
Yep. We're doing an open and guided play, which means you can have a table if you know how to play and you want to come with your friends, or if you are a beginner and you can't come brand new, but if you've had your feet wet for a couple of lessons and you've played a little bit and you want to come and play, we're there to help guide you in direction. So, and it's great. We have the bar there and you can come for dinner early. We always give away a really cool door prize, whether it be a Mahjong mat or something fun that we do. We actually are going to have a pajama party on April 29th. And so you can wear your Mahjong pajamas or win some Mahjong pajamas.
Okay.
So it's going to be really fun.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Because that's just a nice way to kind of get involved and meet other people that have the same interests.
Exactly. We need that community. And my hope in the future is I would love to have not restaurant, but a place like a Mahjong club where I could have electric Mahjong tables, which are very fancy for those who are aficionados like myself, and have a place where they can come for coffee or have a glass of wine and play and get out of the house. It's a great mom gathering when the moms, you come together, and it's something to do other than go to a bar and drink, right?
Yeah.
Go to the Mahjong club. So that's my hope, Karlee.
Keep
an eye out, Miss Commercial Space over there.
Honestly, when you just said that, all of a sudden I was like, bing, 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 idea, because, and the other thing is, like, I'm not really a drinker. I'd rather do something like this and go to a bar or go out and do that. Like,
yes,
I think this is so much more fun and engaging, and I think you're onto something really amazing and cool.
Yeah.
And definitely, if you want to learn, Jami is like a teacher of all hats, so you definitely want to connect with her. Your studio for dance is right in Shrewsbury, correct?
Correct. So I rent space out of USA Ballroom, and we, I do also run classes. So if you don't want to do a private party, I have classes that I run at the Threads to Needlepoint in Fairhaven. So you're welcome to come and do a class with you and a friend or by yourself.
And then classes for Mahjong.
And then if you want private lessons, you would just go to my website, which is letsplaymahjong.com.
I'll put that in the show notes below.
And of course, if you're looking to learn how